Hi and welcome. So I thought I'd do a quick video on the different opportunities that are open to us as artists these days, because hopefully by now everybody is aware the whole starving artist thing is a myth and it's a mindset. It's something that kind of got carried forward over the years because obviously artists used to have to find gallery representation, graduate with a first-class degree, etc., and then hope that they found success because their kind of future, their destiny was in somebody else's hands. But that's not the case anymore because obviously of the internet. We now have access direct to our customers. I mean, we can still use galleries for representation if that's a route you want to go down, and that's absolutely fine, it's great. But we do have access, like I said, direct to customers. And not only that, because obviously in the kind of older days, you had to rely on local footfall to go to a gallery or to come to a show. And obviously if you're thinking local footfall, out of say 1,000 or 10,000 people that live within a travelling distance, only a certain proportion of those are going to like your style of art. So all the time it's kind of dwindling numbers, but in terms of getting eyes on your work. But with the internet, basically, you can find your ideal customers in a very, very targeted way. And you can find them not only locally, nationally, but internationally too. So if you have a particular customer profile, you can put it into, say, Facebook ads or Google, wherever it might be, and you can put your work in front of tens of thousands of customers. So that's how things have changed, and that's why it's not necessary at all anymore to have the whole starving artist mentality. The other side of that as well is that the kind of scope of products and services that we can do has also increased significantly with the internet as well. So obviously there are the traditional things, like you can do original paintings, you can do commissions and prints, but also you've got print on demand companies now that link with your website, so you don't have any upfront printing costs. You basically only pay for prints once a customer has paid you, and it gets all processed automatically and sent to the customer. So sorry, I'm just playing with a wrapper. You've also got licensing opportunities where you put your artwork onto products that then get sold with retailers. You've got wholesaling opportunities, and there are so many online wholesale opportunities now coming up with big internet companies that sell, homewares or fashion or whatever it may be. And they're looking for really independent artisans and craftspeople to give something a little bit more unique than the usual high street offering. So there's that. You can also put your art onto products such as, like I said, homeware, or if you have a particular interest in kind of fashion and gestural linear kind of work, then you can put that onto clothing. All sorts of opportunities, and literally the only limit is your imagination. You've got classes, workshops, courses. And again, you don't have to, have a degree in that subject to be able to teach it, as long as you know more than the audience you're teaching. So you might have a particular style of watercolour, or you might have a particular way of capturing light. And if somebody wants to learn that from you, you can just do a little mini workshop and teach them how to do it. And say you sold that workshop for £27, it was an hour and a half or an hour, whatever it was. And if you sold 100 of those in a month, which is not a lot at all when you're talking internationally, that's £2,700 a month, just like that, okay? So as you can see, it is really just to our imagination and what we limit ourselves to. But it's also about thinking, gosh, there are all these opportunities. Which one is best for me? Which one aligns with my interests? The things I really love doing, because remember, I am very, very much about building art businesses that are sustainable and that get us excited, that get us out of bed in the morning because we're like, yes, I can't wait to get started on this collection. If you are making something that you're just making because you think it'll sell, you'll soon burn out and you'll soon get fed up with that. Even though you might be making money, it will not be fulfilling at all. So when you're thinking about all these different opportunities, what can I do? Do I want to focus on originals or prints, or am I going to do workshops? Think about two things. Number one, what aligns with you, your interests, your personality. So don't go arranging workshops if you are very, very introverted and you really don't like socializing that much, okay? Because it just doesn't make sense. So think about what aligns with you, your skill set, what you enjoy, and then also think about your ideal customer. What is it that they want? Okay, so let's say you do pet portraits. Your ideal customer is going to want things that relate obviously to their pets. They're not going to want very bright, colourful landscapes, necessarily. If you paint a lot of things to do with nature, then perhaps you're going to go down the whole Sophie Allport avenue, where her ideal customer is the kind of middle-class housewife, loves cooking, has an aga, that kind of thing. And her customers love, little bee and dragonfly prints on oven gloves and coasters and all that kind of thing. So it's about thinking what interests me as an artist, you, and also does that fit with my work and my ideal customer? So does it all kind of fit together really nicely in terms of a product mix, and will it be desirable for them? Okay, so hopefully that's given you a little bit of food for thought, because I know quite a lot of you that have come into the Tabs Facebook group, the Thriving Artists Business School Facebook group, have said, I don't know what to sell and I don't know where to start, or I don't know if I can make a living from my art. And if my answer to that is, if you are only selling original pieces of art and you're kind of jumping all over the place, one's a watercolor, the other one might be an oil still life, and the next one might be a picture of somebody's dog, then you're going to really struggle to make a living as an artist, because you haven't found your voice, your kind of niche, what you're interested in, and it's not clear for your customers. So if you have a customer that, say, likes that lovely oil still life, that when you suddenly come to do a watercolor sketch of a dog, it's completely thrown them and they don't know what to expect. So that way you'd have to chase every single sale, because they're all completely different audiences. So always, always, always start with what you love, and then think about who that customer is that's going to engage with and want your work, and then find out what their ideal what their wants and needs and desires are, what they're missing, and that your art can bring into their lives. Okay, quite a lot to digest there, because I kind of went off on a few different topics rather than doing separate lives for those, but I just wanted to jump on this morning and share that with you, so that you know there are just a million things you can do to make money. And I've got a special kind of offer bonus for you. It's a complete freebie, and I've packaged two things together that I think you'll like. The first one some of you may have already, which is the 12 ways to make money from your art, and that just gives you some ideas on, and I also put next to that, is it a long-term thing, is it a short-term thing, how long will it take me to monetize that? And then with that is a little roadmap on how to get started. So you've got your ideas on what you can do, and then you choose one or maybe two, and you're like, okay, what do I do now, Amanda? So I've done a little roadmap for you as well. So it's a little bundle of 2 freebies to get you started, and I'll put the link to that somewhere around this video. But for now, have a lovely week and take care.